Chapter 4. I believe I can fly high. And I can. They succeed because they believe they are able. Many people wonder what I learned that made my academic results and life change so suddenly. In fact, the methods and skills I learned only helped me get 10s. It was the change in my beliefs that influenced me the most. In the past, I believed that I was a dull student. I believed that studying was extremely boring and difficult, that no matter how hard I tried to study, I would never become a good student, and that excellence was impossible. However, my life has completely changed since I had a new belief that I am a genius, as well as studying is very interesting and easy. You can change like that too. Before you can get a perfect score, you have to believe that you can do it, and that it is fun and easy. It all starts with your belief. You may find this too simple, but it is not. Your belief is extremely powerful, because it is like a command center in your brain. Your belief influences the goals you set. Your belief determines the actions you want to take. Your belief determines whether you want to try something. Your belief determines whether you give up after a few failures or whether you continue to persevere. I am not saying that you will succeed simply by believing in it. There is no way you can do that. To turn your belief into reality, you need the necessary skills and actions. The important thing is that when you believe in something, your brain will try to find solutions to help you make it happen. Your brain will have to utilize all of its hidden potential, thereby opening the way to success. However, when you do not believe you can do something, your brain will minimize its activity and cannot utilize the full capacity needed to bring you to success. This makes you completely lose the ability to do something that you could have done if you had the right belief. Simply put, if you do not choose to succeed, you will never succeed. The success loop and the failure spiral. In general, your beliefs determine your actions. Your actions determine how much of your hidden potential you are willing to utilize. How much of your true potential you utilize determines the results you achieve. Ultimately, the results you achieve reinforce your previous beliefs. Let's say you have a series of strong beliefs such as, I am smart, I can get 10, so studying is fun and easy. Now, with such positive beliefs, how will you act? Obviously, you will set a big goal to get not just one but many 10s. You will try your best to study because you think studying is fun. You will study with all your passion, make effective use of your time, spend more time studying than your peers. When you act like that, you are actually making the most of your potential, maybe 90%. As a result, you will achieve excellent results. Even if you do not get all 10s, you will still get a lot of 10s. In this way, each 10 you get will reinforce your initial beliefs. Studying is fun and easy. I am smart. I can get 10. You create what you believe. You create what you predict. This is the success loop. That's why good students get better. The most successful people start their journey to success by believing in themselves. What if you have negative beliefs like, I'm stupid. No matter how hard I study, I'm still bad. There's no way I can get an A. Studying is boring. Everything is so difficult. With those beliefs, do you think you'll study hard? No way. You'll avoid studying and do other things like surfing the internet, playing video games, or wasting your time on a bunch of other useless things that will surely fail you. You won't put much effort into studying because you don't enjoy it. You'll be scared of the smallest challenges. By doing so, you are burying your potential and only getting bad results. Once again, each bad result reinforces your initial bad beliefs. Many students get caught in this failure cycle. They keep failing because they think they will fail. And the more they fail, the more they think they will fail. As a result, failure follows them throughout their lives. If you are stuck in the failure cycle, break it and free yourself. To get out of it, changing your beliefs is the first thing you must do. I will share more about this in the upcoming sections. Changing your beliefs will change everything else. So, start believing that you are an excellent student. Believe that learning is easy and fun. Believe that you can get an A easily. Once you believe this, you will automatically change your actions. You will act like an excellent student. If you do not know where to start, read carefully and follow the methods guided in this book. What would you do if you were an excellent student? Your beliefs are only true for you. When I advise people to change their beliefs, they often reply to me, "Are you crazy? What do you mean by changing my beliefs? How can I change my beliefs? My beliefs are absolutely true. It is true that I am really stupid and forgetful. Studying is really boring. I can't change that." You must remember that your beliefs are never absolute truth. A person's beliefs are only true for the person who owns them. Obviously, beliefs are nothing more than subjective opinions. No matter what you believe in, there will always be someone else who believes in something completely opposite to your beliefs. Let me tell you, if there are people who always believe that mathematics is extremely dry and boring, there are also many others who think that mathematics is very interesting and colorful. In short, belief is never an absolute truth because it is simply a product of yourself. The difference between successful people and failures lies in their belief product. Therefore, instead of doubting whether a belief is really true or not, you must ask yourself whether that belief gives you more power to achieve success. If it makes you feel stronger to achieve success, accept that belief. On the contrary, if it limits your ability, you need to give it up. Where do your beliefs come from? The complicated problem is that most people do not know how to actively choose their beliefs. If you can do that, you can equip yourself with positive beliefs. Instead, we passively inherit all kinds of beliefs, many of which are bad, from our parents, friends, teachers, and past experiences. Sometimes our acquaintances, without even meaning to, impart extremely negative beliefs to us, unintentionally ruining our lives. Dr. Georgy Lozanov, the discoverer of accelerated learning, asserted that we are all born geniuses, but as we grow up, we lose our innate abilities by listening to negative opinions from others. For example, parents, friends, or teachers tell us that we are lazy, useless, stupid, incompetent, etc. After hearing these things over and over again, we gradually begin to believe them, leading to a life filled with negative beliefs. Over time, these negative beliefs gradually become truths, and we never doubt them. Has this happened to you? Beliefs can also form from our own false beliefs based on past experiences. You may get a bad grade on your first math test. Unfortunately, if you continue to get bad grades in math a few more times, you will begin to form the belief that I am bad at math. Then, if you continue to hold on to this negative belief, you will repeat this failure, and failure will reinforce your belief over and over again until your belief becomes truth to you. The problem is that you may not be bad at math at all. It could be that the mathematical concepts or definitions were not explained to you properly, or that you applied the wrong method, or misunderstood the question on the exam. We all make mistakes now and in the future. However, applying the wrong method a few times and believing that you are inherently bad at math are two completely different things. When you tell yourself that you used the wrong method, you will not feel bad and helpless. The reason is that it means that you can do better next time when you study math with a more appropriate method. On the other hand, if you tell yourself that I am bad at math, you will feel completely helpless. As a result, you will never know that there are actually more suitable methods to conquer math. You are not just a label. Throughout our lives, we constantly assimilate everything based on only a few personal experiences. More specifically, we always make unfounded conclusions about ourselves and believe them absolutely. As a result, we throw ourselves into the spiral of failure. Over time, we collect and stick many types of labels on ourselves, such as, I am very lazy, I am irresponsible, I am forgetful, or I am very bad at drawing. Besides the labels we put on ourselves, there are also other types of labels that are put on us by people around us, such as parents, teachers, friends, etc. Gradually, we forget that these types of labels are just unfounded assimilations, untrue beliefs. We have become so accustomed to these labels that we take them for granted. The quality of your life is a direct result of the labels you have placed on yourself or others have placed on you. Life lessons. How I became labeled as bad at maths. In Singapore, many parents practice having their children learn the multiplication tables before they enter primary school. This will help them progress faster than their classmates. So my parents tried to teach me the multiplication tables by heart when I was 6 years old. But I could not understand the definition of multiplication because my parents did not teach me properly. As a result, I could not do multiplication. My parents were extremely discouraged and labeled me as dumb. They asked me, "Why can't you learn them by heart like your cousins?" My mother further undermined my confidence by labeling me as inheriting the bad math gene from her. My mother also failed math many times when she was in school. I finally learned multiplication in elementary school thanks to my teacher's example of 3 by 2, using 2 cardboard boxes and each box containing 3 flowers. Unfortunately, at that time, my confidence and belief in my math ability were completely destroyed. Soon, I began to associate math with discouragement and failure. I hated math. Therefore, I always sat daydreaming in class, not paying attention, not even bothering to do my homework. Needless to say, I failed math repeatedly. Yes, I failed math miserably because I was labeled bad at math, and had to carry that label for many years until 6th grade. Then, something happened that changed my beliefs and my life forever. It all started when I started middle school and took intermediate math. Everyone said that this subject was very difficult, much more difficult than elementary math. It just so happened that the night before my first lesson on mathematical equations, I spent time reading the entire chapter on that topic in the textbook I had just bought. None of my other classmates bothered to read the book before class. The next day, when the math teacher taught the whole class about this new topic, everyone felt confused. Because I happened to read the same chapter in advance, I understood the lesson better even though I still didn't understand it completely. When the teacher gave a math problem, no one in my class could solve it. I was the only one who gave the correct solution with clear reasoning. In this new middle school, no one around me knew that I was labeled bad at math. Everyone looked at me in amazement after I solved the problem. Immediately, there were many excited comments like, "She is so smart," "She is really gifted in math," even, "She is a math genius." The reason why I suddenly shined as a math talent was simply because I had diligently read books beforehand. How pleasant it felt to have more motivation to read books before listening to lectures, and enter the class as a genius. Friends proactively asked me to help with homework. I was constantly praised by teachers. People started to label me a math genius. Then gradually, I started to remove the label of bad at math, and label myself a math genius. Because of that, I demanded that I be a real math genius. My whole belief changed. I started to study math diligently to maintain this new image and scored 10 points consecutively. From a mortal enemy, math suddenly became my best friend. Instead of being boring and dry, math brought me joy and admiration from my friends. With that new label, I escaped the failure spiral. In the following years, I scored 10 on all my final math exams, and advanced to major in math in high school. In high school, I continued to excel in advanced math and advanced math. Why wait for someone to label you talented? You can label yourself. The power of beliefs. You have just realized how much difference your beliefs can make in your life. If you believe that school is boring, you will find it boring and get average or poor results. If you believe that learning is fun, you will find it fun and get better results. If you believe that English is the most difficult language in the world, you will never master English. Remember that our beliefs are never absolutely true. Beliefs are simply our opinions and assimilated concepts. But if we believe in them, they become true. Beliefs are so powerful that they actually affect us not only intellectually, but also physically, and can even change some of the biological mechanisms in our bodies. Since the 1940s, doctors have discovered that when you take medicine and get better, the ingredients in the medicine are not the only reason you get better. Your belief in yourself also plays a big part in your healing. This is called the calming effect of medicine through belief. Medical history records that doctors used to give cancer patients a glass of sugar water and tell them that this was a new medicine that was very effective in dissolving tumors in their bodies. The tumors actually shrank, and the patients gradually recovered. The miracle cure for them was their belief. Here is another amazing story that many of us have heard. Lessons from life. Run a mile in less than 4 minutes. There has been a false belief for thousands of years that it is impossible for humans to run a mile, approximately 1.6 kilometers, in less than 4 minutes. Many people have formed and believed this conclusion only because some people have tried and failed before. Some scientists have further reinforced this belief by presenting evidence in anatomical studies that humans are not physically capable of running a mile in less than 4 minutes. Then, in 1954, a very ordinary man named Roger Bannister denied this prejudice and believed that it could be done. After undergoing many physical and mental trainings, he won this battle that seemed certain to fail. However, this is not the amazing factor I want to talk about. The remarkable story is that for thousands of years before Roger Bannister achieved success, no one had been able to do it. Yet, within a year of Bannister breaking the record, 37 other people had achieved the same record. Even more amazing, the following year, that number increased tenfold, with 300 more people succeeding. Could it be that in 2 short years, humanity had produced hundreds of more talented athletes than any other athlete in the previous thousands of years? Of course not. Why? Because Bannister's success shattered the limiting belief that it could not be done. With the new belief that it could be done, hundreds of thousands of people achieved what countless generations of people had failed to do for thousands of years. Equip yourself with useful beliefs. If believing in something, good or bad, can make it happen, then why not leave behind all the harmful beliefs that have been limiting your abilities and instead equip yourself with new beliefs that will help you fly higher and farther? Instead of holding on to the negative labels that others have unintentionally given you, create more positive labels for yourself. If you want, you can absolutely label yourself with labels like, "I have the qualities of a leader," or "I have excellent time management skills." In the following exercise, we will practice this. Step 1. Start right now. Write down all the beliefs that limit your abilities. Write down your beliefs about yourself, learning, school, teachers, and even life in general. For example, "I'm terrible at math," "I'm lazy," "School is a curse," "Studying is hard." Fill in the notes below now. Step 2. After completing Step 1, examine all the negative beliefs you just listed. For each belief, find all the possible reasons why you don't believe it. If you think hard enough, you will always find an exception to that belief. Then, list the reasons why you have that belief in the first place. Note that the reason could also be a concept you formed after experiencing past events. Think of other reasons why you have that belief. Fill in the 4 columns below for each of your negative beliefs. An example is provided. Step 3. Now write down the consequences of continuing to believe those limiting beliefs. Will believing them cause you to fail your college entrance exams? Will believing them upset your parents? You must feel that it is absolutely necessary to free yourself from those limiting beliefs. Step 4. Finally, write down the new, powerful, optimistic beliefs you must have to replace your old limiting beliefs. What do you want to believe in order to achieve the results you desire? Next, write down the reasons and information that supports this new belief. Again, if you brainstorm, you will always find good reasons for a correct belief. You can't find reasons to support your belief? Create them. If you can't find any reason to support your new belief, do as Roger Bannister did. Bannister wanted to believe that he could run a mile in under 4 minutes, but he had no reason to support that belief because he had never tried it before. Besides, there was a lot of scientific evidence that it was impossible. Furthermore, it was clear that no one before Bannister had done it for thousands of years. So Bannister created reasons in his mind to support his belief. He imagined success over and over again until his mind had to decide that failure was impossible. Finally, Bannister made his mental fantasy a reality. 5 powerful beliefs of successful people. Remember that to become a successful person, you need to understand the beliefs of successful people. If you also equip yourself with similar beliefs, you will achieve similar results in life. Here is a summary of the 5 most common beliefs of all successful people I have met. 1. To change my life, I must change. Taking responsibility for everything that happens in your life is a noble attitude. If you got bad grades, if your teachers didn't like you, or if your parents treated you like a child, you caused it through your negative thoughts and actions. By taking responsibility for yourself, you put yourself in control of your life. Because you created your current situation, you can change it. 2. There is no failure. There is only experience. Outstanding students also experience failure, but when they do, they think of failure as valuable experience. These students see failure, mistakes, as a source of useful information that they can learn a lot from and use it to continue to change their learning methods until they succeed. Unlike other students, they do not let failure discourage them. In life, successful people see failure as a lesson, and lessons are not real failures. For them, failure is only when they give up. 3. If everyone can do it, so can I. We all basically have the same brain capacity or the same nervous system structure. So why do some of us achieve great results while others are just average? Because super successful people know how to take advantage of the extraordinary power of their brains. This, combined with high determination, helps them achieve great achievements that you never dared to dream of. But now, you will learn super effective methods to fully utilize your genius brain and achieve those super achievements. 4. Learning is play. An absurd definition. Please think again. Excellent students feel as happy studying as they do when they are entertained. Entertainment brings them temporary joy. However, success in studying brings them not only long-term joy but also happiness because they are trusted by their family, loved and respected by their friends, and loved by their teachers. Then when they grow up, their academic success will be a good premise for other successes, opening up a bright future ahead. They also understand that before they want to be good at something, they must love that job. You want to be good at studying? Love studying first. In this book, you will learn how to love studying. 5. Flexibility helps you master your life. Successful people know that flexibility is an essential element of success. They can change the way they act and their working methods to achieve their goals. They understand that those who do not know how to be flexible or do not want to adjust themselves are always left behind. Continuing this book, you will learn how to use your brain in a way you have never known. You may feel uncomfortable at first because you are too familiar with methods that are not beneficial for studying or success. To get out of the rut of failure and reach new heights, you must let go of those old habits or methods and acquire new knowledge. Your life will change from now on. Lessons from life. Change comes from within you. Chris is a 16-year-old boy who is always irritable and easily upset. He finds it difficult to talk to his parents. He feels that they do not trust him, and the way they control him is ridiculous. Chris has to be home by 7 p.m. on weekdays, and on weekends, he is only allowed to stay out until 10 p.m. Meanwhile, his friends stay out late on weekends without being scolded. His attempts to persuade his father not to treat him like a child fall on deaf ears. In protest, Chris deliberately comes home later than the prescribed time, and each time he receives punishment from his angry father. When Chris came to me for counseling, after leading several camps in the Super Teen program, I became an amateur counselor for troubled teens. The first thing I told Chris was that he was responsible for his father's lack of trust in him. Chris was surprised to hear me say that, but he listened carefully as I explained to him that if he wanted to change his current situation, he would have to change his behavior first. How? He wanted to know how to change, and I gave him some guidance. To change, Chris always came home before the scheduled time. He also cleaned his room without being reminded. His mother was even happier to see him helping her in the kitchen. One day, when he had planned to go to the movies, he changed his mind and told his father, to his surprise, "I don't think I'll go to the movies today. I have a test tomorrow and I don't feel prepared." Guess what happened next? His parents started to change the way they controlled him. They started to treat him like a grown man and a responsible person. After only a few months, they allowed him more freedom. As a result, he became more responsible for his actions and behaved like a real grown man. I don't need to tell you more. After all the real efforts, not just a long drama, what Chris achieved was not only the trust of his parents, but also the maturity of a successful man. End of part 2. Thank you for watching my video. Goodbye.